Yeah, I hate mornings. Okay, all set and ready for the day. Um, I probably haven't shown this in videos before, but I've got two cats. You saw one of them messing with the camera one time when I was doing a video, but they are driving me nuts because they are overweight. And like the unhealthy type of overweight for cats. And it's partially because they don't have a lot to do, and I need to get them more to do. But so I've had to restrict their food to twice a day and giving them only a certain amount so they don't overeat. And now they act like they are dying. They're always bugging me for food. They're One cat's licking everything and chewing on everything because she apparently thinks that she is starving to death, even though I still give them plenty of food, just, they don't have access to it all the time. Absolutely driving me nuts. If anybody's got any tips on how to help out with this, I'd love to hear it in the comments. But for right now, I just stop any bad behavior I see and have been feeding them on their schedule, and they're not happy about it. They're driving me nuts. They will not leave me alone, and I hate when, like sometimes your cats will give you affection, just like they'll want your attention just because, but you can tell when it's just for food, especially when it's all the damn time. Sometimes. Glad I'm not a crazy cat guy. I've only got two, and if I get any more, let me know in the comments that I've gone to crazy cat guy status and I need to just stop. Okay, so I apologize for the format of the video going back and forth. I'm trying to remember to do the video on the side thing so it shows up a little bit better on YouTube or whatever video format this is being viewed in. I just came up with another business idea, and whenever that happens, it kind of, I have a lot of fun with it, but it's also a little depressing just because I'm trying to pursue all these ideas, and it's very challenging. And I hear a lot of different things. Some advisors will, some of the programs I've taken say focus on one thing, and I've had personal advisors, personal coaches that have told me the same thing, but something's telling me that I need to pursue all the ideas because the idea is my passion. But it can be very frustrating because I'm not making a lot of money off of any of these, and I need to start making some money. I love working on the ideas, but I've got to make sure that it's a profitable venture because I can't be, living with my mom all my life, or some point in time I'm going to have to support a family. And there's just I I've got to make these work, and it's very frustrating. And I don't know exactly what is the right thing to do. Pursue the ideas, which is my passion, um, or focus just on one thing just to make sure I'm making money. And the entrepreneur in me, and everything I've learned from the coaching always says follow your passion, and the money will follow. Just waiting for that money to start following. So, about to finish up my walk for the day. It was not a bad walk. Didn't go as long as I usually do, probably about 3 miles today. But I had to cut it short because I got my doctor's appointment to one of my neurologists who specializes in movement disorders, which is what my dystonia is. So I gotta go get Botox shots today. That should be fun. I'll probably do a video right after. I'm not quite comfortable enough yet to see if they'll let me do a video while I'm in getting the shots. It's not a matter of I don't want to share it. It's just haven't quite got comfortable enough to ask if I can do the video. Oh, but there was a lot of people out on the trail today, and a couple good-looking girls that I didn't have the nerve to say hi to, but probably had the opportunity to, which just shows how much of a chicken I am when it comes to girls. LOL. Why do I say LOL? Laugh out loud. I could just laugh out loud. God, what a society. I gotten so used to saying LOL on the phone that I'm now saying it in person. That's bad. Okay. Well, just got back from doing my Botox, and I think next time I'll call before I go in and ask about the Botox. If I could bring in, the camera to record it, but I guess if you're scared of needles, I mean, this is a treatment for my dystonia, so the Botox is injected in my arms. You probably can't see anything, just because they're very small needles. But what she does is she hooks up a couple electrodes to my arm and then one to the needle, and so when she gets into the skin, she can poke around and move the needle around until she finds the right spot on the muscle. So literally this little tiny needle, and she goes all the way into the muscle, and she'll sit there and have to move it around a little bit until she finds that spot that it needs it, and then she'll go all the way into the muscle and inject the Botox. So it hurts a little bit. It's not horrible, but it's definitely, it's like getting a shot and then have them move the needle around while they're in there to figure out where to give you the shot. And it's right on the muscle. So it's sore. I get pretty sore afterwards, and I have to do that every quarter. And she did 4 in my right arm and 3 in my left arm. And she puts the Botox in, and it deadens the muscle. Not deadens, but it part of what my dystonia is my muscles cramp up. The best way to describe it, in my case, is like a muscle, like a leg cramp, like a Charlie horse in your leg that just won't go away. And I get that in my arms, and my hands will distort when I try to do something, and they're always kind of cramped in a certain way. And what the Botox does is it causes the muscle to relax, because it's pretty much paralyzing the muscle, just a little bit. Not enough that I can't do anything, but enough that it causes it to relax a little bit, so it's not always cramped and painful. And my dystonia is it's called task-specific dystonia, and it's in my hands, in my forearms, my arms. But I have to get the Botox shots every quarter. So yeah, it stings. And we had one episode where I got a little bit too much, because you gotta, it's a balancing act. You gotta get enough Botox to make it work, and enough that it doesn't completely cause you not to be able to do anything with your arms. And a couple times ago, I had done the shots, and about a week later, because it takes some time to take effect, and then it lasts for about 2.5 months, and then it starts to go away, and I notice my symptoms more and more until I get my shots, and then it's a cycle. This last cycle was amazing. It felt pretty good throughout the whole 3 months. Before, about a week after getting the shots, I couldn't even lift a box, an empty box. And that lasted for about a week, and then it went away. So me and my neurologist, talked about that, and we lowered my dose just a little bit, and that seems to be the perfect range, because it feels amazing. I still have a little more trouble with my right hand than my left, which is interesting because it started in my left and moved to my right. And now I've got it in both. So, but someday I'll, maybe give more details about it over time. I'm sure you'll learn some stuff from it. But um, today, and one of the things that I do notice is right after I get my shots, I get very depressed that day. Probably for the next couple days. Just because, getting these shots is a reminder that this is a condition I will have for the rest of my life. And it can get worse. It's a progressive thing. It'll never, it's not going to something that it's not terminal or anything. It gets progressively worse. And for different people, it depends on how much it gets progressively worse. There are some people out there with dystonia that, it just ruins their lives completely. They stay inside because they're afraid to go out because of what people might think or is, too painful, or they're afraid of having a dystonic episode, which is where it gets really bad, and they'll have seizures or muscle spasms that are really, really bad. And so a lot of people stay in the house with this kind of thing, and I really got the better end of the deal. It still sucks, but there's so many people out there that have to deal with this, that have to deal with a lot more, and I feel for them, and hopefully I can be a voice for dystonia at some point in time with my books and my businesses. So, but I'm gonna go for another walk, just to try to keep my head clear and not get depressed, because I think, and I got into this, kind of went off track, but I get depressed because it's a realization that I'm gonna have to do this kind of stuff for the rest of my life, and I'll never have the use of my hands like you normally would. I'll never be able to do certain things that other people can, and I'm always going to have some sort of treatment for the dystonia. And I'm a writer, an artist, businessman, and all that requires using my hands. And unfortunately, I have to find ways around it because I can use my hands. It's just I can't use them normally. And if I use them for a long period of time, it gets painful. Especially with being a writer, I can't type on the keyboard. I can't use a pen normally. I can use it for brief stints of time, and then it gets very painful. So I get kind of depressed about that. It's like saying that what you love to do, you've got to find another way to do it because your body won't let you. And this is a lifelong thing. It's not you've got a cast on your writing hand, so you got to figure out how to write differently. I have to figure out how to write differently without the use of either one of my hands. And I've tried speech to text, stuff like that, but with my teeth and my slur, and it's very frustrating. That's doable, but frustrating. And I'm not complaining. It's a challenge, and I love challenges. So. Oh, okay. So, there's my cat pushing up against the screen. Let's see if I can get a photo of her. Kokomo! She wants food. Where'd you go? Kokomo! Apparently not that bad. Wait. There she is. Okay. So after my second walk, which my thing says I did 15,000 steps today, between the two walks and all my running around. So after, like I said in my previous video, the shots kind of always make me depressed, so I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to settle down and eat my magnificent TV dinner. It's a gourmet, the one that takes just a little longer in the microwave. Got to put that extra effort into cooking it. And I'm going to watch a funny movie because that always helps me cheer up. Slapstick type movie. I'm thinking, hold on. I'm thinking, not Tommy Boy, but one of his other ones. Black Sheep, with Chris Farley and David Spade. That'll make me laugh, and it'll probably cheer me up a little bit. So, guess signing off for today, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Night.